What's going on, guys? It's your boy Andy Matrix, and we got some pretty sad news. The man, the legend, the one who got America and South America and a lot of the world into anime. Look, man, if it wasn't for Dragon Ball Z, I know Dragon Ball Z became popular first in America. But in South America, Dragon Ball was first. But anyways, that's a story for a different video. Akira Toriyama has passed away at the age of 68. Very sad. It, according to the reports, it says that it was like internal bleeding, like brain bleeding, I believe. I don't know what the diagnosis was. I don't know the name of like whatever issue he had. But that's the story. He was internally bleeding from his brain. 68 years old. We lost another great, amazing manga artist who gave us Dragon Ball. What the best, the absolute freaking best anime and manga ever since the 1980s. Dragon Ball Z took the West by storm. I remember when I was living in, before I came to America, I used to watch Dragon Ball. This is before I learned English, before I spoke English, and I didn't know what they were saying, but I was absolutely amazed. Like especially when Goku transformed into a Super Saiyan. I was watching as a kid, and I'm like, wow, what the heck is this? It is one of the first, absolutely just, it is the anime that created so many anime fans and fanboys and otakus here in the West. Okay, in Mexico, Dragon Ball is super popular in Mexico, man. It's just sad. It's sad to see him go, and Japan has a serious problem with their work culture, and I hope they find a way to fix that because they're losing too many people, and we're losing too many, great artists. Akira Toriyama, you will be missed. I don't really know what else to say. I'm not really good at these things, but damn, man. IGN wrote an entire article about him. It's really sad. He inspires so many people. I think Dragon Ball Z was the reason why I started drawing. It was the very, very reason why I started drawing. Why I like drawing anime, and it was that and Sailor Moon. But man, he's 68 years old is still young, because the average human lives to be at least 80 years old. Now, lives to be at 80 years old, and but in Japan the lifespan is much longer. So this is like he's basically kind of living like half of his. He only reached half of his possible Japanese age. There's Japanese people that live up to 120 years old. So Akira Toriyama, my friend, man. I don't know. I don't know if he has children. I'm sure he does. I'm sure he has kids. He's super famous. The chicks will dig him. I don't know if he has any kids, but I hope his kids are taken care of, man. I hope that his wife is well. I hope that his family is doing well. God bless Akira Toriyama. God bless his creation. God bless his children, man. That's the intro for this video. And this is sad, man. 68 years old, still young. He had to have at least like 30 years in him, before he retired. Before he actually passed away from old age. But anyways. Okay, anyways, so I do have other topics here. This is gonna be a pretty long video because, like I told you guys before, I just have a very busy schedule, going through a lot of stuff. So I'll be making one long video covering most of the news that I should have been covering throughout the week. And yeah. So our next topic is gonna be another manga artist. well, another manga, which is Berserk. So Berserk, the writers of Berserk discusses creating the season finale, well, the series finale. So it looks like what's his name, Miura? Kentaro Miura left behind a lot of clues for his disciples, if you will, his apostles, if you will, to finish the series, to finish the manga series. Right? So here it says many manga fans believe that Berserk manga would not continue without the watchful eye of the creator, Kentaro Miura, working on Guts' tale. Luckily, following Miura's passing, his dear friends Koji Mori, and the artists at Studio Gaga are looking to end the series with notes and discussions from the legendary mangaka. In a new interview, the new writer on the series discusses working on Berserk and difficult in attempting to bring it to an end. So basically, Kentaro Miura left a lot of he left notes, discussions as to how the series is supposed to end, because it's basically 80% done. Really, the last thing on the list is for Griffith and Guts to go at it, have that final battle. That's really the only thing that's left. Right, so it says the current Berserk writer discusses receiving a news, Kentaro Miura passing, and the ultimate decision to continue the story of Guts. So his disciples, his students, saying, I was worried, in fact, myself was so stunned after the news of his death that I didn't even get around to reading my own manga. Even though it wasn't been working for several months, I knew that I had to publish the idea of Berserk somewhere in the form of a novel or a book. At the time, I hadn't considered the option of resuming serialization of the manga at all. He says, however, Miura's disciples at Studio Gaga, who had been serializing the series, said, I'll draw the manuscript of the last episodes to the end, so I want you to see it. He says, I thought it would be impossible, but in fact, 364th chapter, published in September 2021, was so complete that it was hard to tell which part was Miura's work and which part was the work of the disciples. Yeah, so basically, Kentaro Miura trained his disciples so good that they draw just as good as him. You cannot tell the difference between Kentaro Miura's artwork and his students. That's how good they are. And that's good. They can continue the manga. Said, desperate power sometimes miraculously improves people. We were asked if we could continue the series, and for the first time I had the feeling that we might be able to bring it to completion. And yeah, that is true, because for so long, people have just been wondering, when is this going to end? When is this going to end? What's going to happen? And there's been so many, hiatuses that, so I think some people thought about giving up on the manga. But honestly, being a Berserk fan, part of it is just the long waits. The long waits, months or 1 to 2 years for the new chapters to drop. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on to our next topic. So Final Fantasy Rebirth is out, and I hate to say it, guys. I hate to breathe the bearer of bad news, but Final Fantasy Rebirth, the launch is not doing very well. So in 2020, during the pandemic, Final Fantasy VII Remake, the first installment, it was released and it sold 700,000 copies. And within a month, basically within 4 weeks, it sold 5 million copies, right? But the thing about Final Fantasy VII Remake is that it had the PlayStation 4 as to leverage from. The PlayStation 4 had 100 million users. Right now the Nintendo Switch has 140 million, but the PlayStation 4 have 100 million users, dude. Lots of games, very popular console, so no wonder Final Fantasy VII did so good. But Rebirth, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, not so good. In this release date, it sold 300,000 copies. I think it was in Japan first. In Japan, 300,000 copies. But the original, in its release date, it sold 700,000. So it's a huge difference. So this is a bad sign, and I always tell people one of the reasons why this happens is because of exclusivity. Square Enix is way too loyal to PlayStation. They need to break up. Square Enix needs to start expanding, put their games in more platforms. It would help. It would absolutely help. What people don't understand about the PlayStation is that Final Fantasy, back in the day when PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, Final Fantasy used to be a console seller. So let's say when Final Fantasy 10, when Final Fantasy 10 came out for the PlayStation 2, people were so excited for a Final Fantasy game that they would just buy the console without thinking, right? They will buy the console and the Final Fantasy game. But that's not the case anymore. Now, I mean, a lot of people have the option of PC, right? And there's so many other options. And now, after the pandemic, not everybody wants to buy a PlayStation 5. And Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is stuck on the PlayStation 5. And the PlayStation 5 only has 50 million users in circulation, which is honestly, this is the very reason why Final Fantasy 16 did not sell very well. Right? 3 million copies, it could have sold 7-10 million if it wasn't, if it would have come out for other platforms. So this is the problem that Square Enix has, is that the Final Fantasy games, the AAA Final Fantasy games, they are stuck on the PlayStation, and especially PlayStation 5. They gotta break it up. They gotta break it up with Sony and start expanding. All right, so here it says Final Fantasy 16, the game sold 263,000 copies. Significant figure, but not enough to reach the heights of its predecessor, which sold 700,000 units during its launch in 2020. Final Fantasy 16, which record 336 sales at its release. Right, so this is, and I think these are the Japanese sales. It's not including the worldwide sales, so just the Japanese sales, guys. And it's a big problem. I don't like exclusivity. I've switched to playing on PC only because I don't know. I'm just sick and tired of consoles. I have a $2,000 PC, and I just want to play my games on my PC, and that's it. So yeah. So Final Fantasy VII Rebirth sales not doing well, and it's sad. It is really, really sad because this game has its potential. It has so much content. It is so high quality that it has the potential to be the game of the year, but the sales could say otherwise, because for the simple fact that not everybody wants to buy a PlayStation 5, and just because Final Fantasy VII Rebirth came out for the PlayStation 5 doesn't mean that the people who bought it for PS4 will want to buy the PlayStation 5 just to play it. Especially with inflation, especially in this down economy, people are trying to save as many pennies and dollars as they can. Whew, yeah. All right, so moving on to our next topic, Sweet Baby Inc. Sweet Baby Inc. has been the talk of the town. They have been exposed again and again and again. Sweet Baby Inc. is being exposed left and right for their evil acts, man. They're sickening. They're absolutely just, sickening. This is the reason why a lot of games suck, why a lot of games flop, and they're inundated with, PC and all this, political correctness, is because of companies like Sweet Baby Inc. Right? So, thanks to this Twitter user, GameSnosh, said the co-founder of Sweet Baby Inc., Kim Belair, proudly explains the method she uses to force bosses at game studios to censor, alter, and diversify game projects she feels are problematic, terrifying them, aka threatening them. So let's go ahead and hear what what the co-founder of Sweet Baby Inc. has to say. Let's go ahead, guys.
If you're a creative working in AAA,
hold on a second. All right, here we go.
If you're a creative working in AAA, which I did for many, many years, put this stuff up to your higher-ups. And if they don't see the value in what you're asking for when you ask for consultants, when you ask for research, go have a coffee with your marketing team and just terrify them with the possibility of what's going to happen if they don't give you what you want.
And there you have it. So she terrifies gaming studios with the possibilities of what's going to happen to them if Sweet Baby Inc. does not get what they want. So they literally threaten. So imagine you are a developer creating a game. Sweet Baby Inc. shows up to your office and says, hey, we can improve the quality of your game, quote unquote, by adding diversity and inclusion, political correctness, yada yada yada, this and that, all the things that gamers hate, right? And you're like, nah, man, that's that's horrible. That's not gonna work for us. We want our games to sell. They walk outside of the office, and then the next day, you go online and you see these articles about you and the upcoming game. You could lose sales, possibly. So they literally threaten. Okay, they threaten the gaming studios that they want to work for. I mean, talk about manipulation. This is like just pure evil, right? I think this is just pure evil. Sweet Baby Inc. This is why they've been just all over the internet. Everybody's attacking in the media. I mean, I've seen PC Gamer talking about Sweet Baby Inc. They've been on the news. Every freaking channel is talking about them. Everybody's talking about them. Everybody's trashing the crap out of them. Rightfully so, because many games have been ruined because of this company. So, let's go ahead and continue. All right, so our next topic. So a lot of companies are trying to get into the anime business. Now, we all know that Toyota, it says here, Toyota unveils futuristic anime series, Grip. So, Toyota is a Japanese company, right? But I've never actually seen Toyota, like, trying to promote their cars by starting an anime, which I think is a pretty cool idea, right? I actually think it's a pretty cool idea. You make an anime, people watch it, and you see, especially people that are car fanatics, and they know that anime is popular worldwide nowadays. Now it is, right? Popular in North America, South America, in Europe. So they decided, hey, let's go ahead and make an anime, and let's put some of our car models in there. I'm assuming. So it says center around a dashing protagonist taking on the evil, soulless, automated driving. The 5-episode series will be released weekly, beginning February 26th. Basically, so it was about 2 weeks ago, I think. Yeah, it was about 2 weeks ago. Also, I heard that McDonald's is trying to, have their own little anime series. And I mean, we've seen Taco Bell. I don't know if you guys seen the trailer, but Taco Bell made an anime commercial. McDonald's made an anime commercial, and we're gonna see more companies, especially more American companies, making anime commercials. I mean, Hollywood's already trying to get their hands in anime and ruining it, in the media, while ruining it at the same time. So, Toyota, futuristic anime series coming soon. Dear Variety. All right, now for our next topic, this is a bit infuriating. But we have Johnny Somali. Johnny Somali is back. Johnny Somali. Somebody caught him, while streaming. He got arrested in Japan, right? He got arrested in Japan, but then they let him go. As to why they let him go, I'm not quite sure. They should have just kept him arrested there. So thanks to this this Twitter account, says Drama Alert. Says toxic streamer Johnny Somali, who was arrested in Japan and locked up for nearly 5 months. Oh, so he was locked up for 5 months for being a nuisance, speaks about what happened. Let's go ahead and hear what Somali has to say.
Let me go back to when I first spoke to my celly. This is when I knew I was fucking with it. I get arrested, like the clip of the bottom of me getting arrested. So what happens that night, I'm walking downtown in Osaka. I turn around. I notice a cop is just following. I'm not even live yet, Moises. That's suspicious. I'm like, I'm not even fucking live. So how is the cop following me? Like, what the fuck? They know it's because they know this fucking hat. They know that there's a 5'5" midget Godzilla running around wearing this hat, right? So I'm assuming they noticed that. They start following me for like 30 minutes. I go into the convenience store because chat is like, yo, go get a drink. So I go get a drink. I come out. This motherfucker has 12 cops with him, 10, 20 cops with him. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm good. It's over. It's game over. And what they do is they cuff me. They take my phone. But they can't figure out how to shut down IRL Pro on the S23. So this phone continues streaming all the way to the police station. This phone is live. TTS is activated. This phone goes all the way under the Japanese police station. And when they're trying to open the phone and unlock it, chat is still going on. They're playing TTS. They're sending like Soldier Boy sounds and all this fucking. And then look, somebody motherfuckers are douchebags. They had 3 teams of guards at the police station. And I had names for all of them. Monday was the monkey team. Tuesday, the Kurumbo team, means black human in Japanese. And Wednesday was the Oji-san team, the dirty old man team. So I had all 3 of these teams. Every group, like I had a different relationship with each team of guards because they did 24-hour shifts. So every day the guards would change. So the treatment would change.
Okay, so in this stream, well, he was streaming here, but there's another part of this video I couldn't find it, where like he talks about the officer that arrested him. The officer that arrested him, and officers told him that they're gonna keep an eye on his streams, his I guess his YouTube channel or Kick account, whatever. So yeah, so Johnny Somali, and just if you listen to the way that he talks, if you just listen to him, you can tell that he has learned nothing. He got arrested for 5 months. He's gonna be right back out there in the world, just doing stupid shit again. And I'm guessing, all right, he's probably not gonna be back in Japan. Probably, I mean, he's stupid enough to go back to Japan, right? I really do think that he's stupid enough to go back to Japan. But he's probably gonna go somewhere else, to Korea, maybe Hong Kong, Indonesia, some other, other countries. But the reason why a lot of YouTubers like to go to, a lot of streamers like to go to Japan is because it is a YouTube gold mine, right? It's a YouTube gold mine. So, but anyways, Johnny Somali, he is definitely back, and I hope, honestly, I cannot wait to see him get choked, punched. There was a girl that grabbed his phone and threw it across the street. I can't wait to see it. I cannot wait to see it. So let's see what happened. Let's see what other stupidity he's going to do. So YouTubers such as myself will have a lot to talk about. Finally, here Variety. I did like what, 2? This is my second Variety article. The last topic of this video. Disney shakeup, Sean Bailey out as production president, David Greenhalgh to lead newly combined live-action division in 20th Century Studios. So Sean Bailey, if you've never heard of him before, if you ever wonder why is it that Disney has decided to make a live-action adaptation out of everything, out of all of their original animated series, movies? They made a live action. So Cinderella, Aladdin, everything has a live action. Right? All the original animated movies have a live action. Why is that? And this is the guy behind that. Sean Bailey. He's the guy behind that. And he just, he left Disney. I don't know what he's going to do. Probably go over to another company and try to do more live actions with them. Probably, right? And yeah, that's probably what's going to happen. And so Bailey said, hold on, what did he say here? He says, Sean has been an incredible, important member of the studios. Blah, blah, blah. He has a team brought to screen iconic stories. Yeah, they're all live action. He says these 15 years at Disney have been incredible journey, but the time is right for the new chapter. And deeply, yeah, he's leaving. Says, I joined Disney while producing Tron Legacy. I remember that. So it seems fitting that I will have the opportunity to work on the latest Tron as I departure. Yeah. So he's getting out. He is leaving the company. And so I don't know if this means that Disney's not going to make any more live action movies. I mean, knowing Disney, they probably will. Disney likes to go in circles and just bite their own tail. So they're probably going to make more live-action movies. It's just that what's happening now is that Hollywood, just movie studios in general, they're not producing as many series as before. Ever since 2010, Hollywood has been producing like many TV shows, especially because of Netflix, especially because of all these streaming platforms. But now they're slowing it down, and instead of making like 5 TV shows a year, they're probably going to make 1 or 2 a year. That's what's happening. All right, so I'm going to leave it there. This is a pretty long video, like I said. So make sure you check the timestamp. Go ahead and check the timestamps for each, for each topic that you want to listen to. And I'm gonna leave it there, guys. Whatever your thoughts are, make sure to comment below. Make sure to like this video. Make sure you share the video on social media, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell for future notifications. It's your boy in the Matrix. Rest in peace, Akira Toriyama. We love you, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Godspeed, baby, Godspeed.